Hello, today I'm going to talk about this article from New York Times, October 17th, 2019. China detains two Americans amid growing scrutiny of foreigners. So let's look at this story. So basically, two Americans who ran an English language teaching company are being held on charges of organizing illegal border crossings. So what do these guys do? They bring in foreigners to teach English in China. The problem is that a lot of these guys do not have work visa. So this article also mentioned another story back in July. So what happened? 16 foreigners, foreign teachers and students were arrested in Xuzhou, China on drug charges. At least 4 of them were British teachers. Let's see what's below them, below this story. I will just read them. Little things that were virtually ignored for years are leading to foreigners going to jail. Okay, that's interesting. So basically, I don't know what New York Times is smoking. So doing drugs in China is okay. I mean, organizing illegal border crossing to bring people to without work visa and to teach English in China is also okay. These are little things. I don't think it's little things in the United States, at least. I know the people doing drugs, they got punished as well. And if you cross the border illegally, you got kicked out. You know, Trump is building the Great Wall of Trump. And he's also proposing to dig a moat or something, put alligators in them, so the Mexicans don't cross over. I don't understand why New York Times has issues with the Chinese government. They're kicking out people in China without work visa, and also they are kicking out drug junkies. There are a lot of foreigners in China, and a lot of them are excellent. Like people working for foreign companies, they got sent to China. And also those people with a good education, the experts in various fields. If you send people with a PhD from Harvard or MIT and doing stuff in China, I'm sure the Chinese government will be very happy. The problem with English teaching is that there's literally no threshold. Anybody, and any white person from a country, he does not have to be a native speaker of English from any country, literally. As long as he's white and he speaks some English, and he can go to China, find a school, and teach English, and his pay will be like 4 times higher than his or her Chinese counterpart. The Chinese teacher makes little money, he makes a lot of money, and the school will arrange apartment for this person. That's really nice. You know, a lot of foreigners rushing to China, including actually most of them, they are, I put it bluntly, losers back home. They can't find a proper job in their home country. They were just marginalized people. They went to China, and now they became very popular. They're white. They speak English. They had no training in teaching. They don't even speak Chinese. But hey, they can still teach English in some Chinese schools and making good money and good benefit. And they are getting very comfortable. They feel entitled. As more and more of them come, because a lot of them are really, as I mentioned, losers back home. They do drugs, they do bad things. They bring with them a lot of bad influence. Now the Chinese government takes notice and starts to kick these losers back home. Where you come from, get back. And then these losers back home starts to whine. They feel entitled because I am white, I speak some English, I don't even have to speak Chinese. Then I'm entitled to teach in China. I should get a work visa. I should be able to stay whenever I want to. I should be able to do drugs. Yeah, that's what New York Times is telling me. I'm entitled to these things. I can tell you, as a foreigner living in the United States, you will not expect to receive 4 times the pay as American counterpart. If you don't speak English, you will not be able to teach your home language like Chinese in America. Also, if you don't have a valid work visa, you got kicked out right away. For some people from South America, noticeably in Mexico, some people worked in the United States most of their lives. They pick vegetables, pick fruits in very harsh weather conditions. Their hard work provides very low cost cheap groceries in American grocery stores to benefit American consumers. And because they don't have the proper paper, they got kicked out. And their children, they were not born in the United States. They were born in Mexico. Mexican children grew up in the United States who never learned anything about Mexico, and they thought the United States is their home country, and now they got kicked out as well. So do we see the Mexicans post stuff on YouTube complaining? Hey, I'm entitled to stay. I grew up here. Hey, I'm entitled to stay because I worked my whole life picking fruits for American consumers. They don't complain. They just get kicked out. There are students from Asia like China or Korea, Taiwan. They went to the United States. They were top students in their home country from top universities. They studied in the United States. They graduated with PhDs, with a Juris Doctor's degree, with engineering degrees. They can't find a job because they don't have work visa. There are so few of them. Do they whine? Do they complain? No. They thank America universities for offering these opportunities for study, and they go back to where they came from or find other opportunities. They don't whine. So my point is, Americans in particular, or British, they need to lose this feeling of entitlement. When you are in a foreign country, behave well. Like back in 2017, 3 UCLA basketball players hit 3 stores shoplifting, and Trump actually talked to Chinese president to free them. When you are in a foreign country, do not break the law. Do not feel you're entitled. You are a guest. You do crazy stuff, you do bad stuff, you don't behave yourself, you should expect to get kicked out. Okay, that's pretty much for today. Thank you.